Harry Kane has been destroying the Bundesliga ever since he arrived.
Kane! He is relentless! Utterly relentless!
In just his first season, he got 36 goals in the league, earning him the European Golden Shoe. He was the Champions League top goal scorer with Mbappe, and he was in the Bundesliga team of the season. 44 goals and 12 assists in all competitions, he showed that he is still one of the best, if not the best, number 9 in the world. In the 2025 season, it has been no different, with him once again at the top of the goal scoring charts. Yet despite his numbers, he is getting no recognition. So why is one of the best strikers to ever play the sport constantly overlooked? When you look at Harry Kane's career, he has consistently been overlooked. Part of it, I think, is due to his path to stardom being very different than traditional strikers like Benzema and Suarez. When you look at those guys, they were considered top talents from a young age, with Benzema being a highly sought after player at Lyon and Suarez captaining Ajax. Kane, meanwhile, spent the early seasons of his career bouncing loan to loan from different clubs in England. So when he got 30 goals for Tottenham in 2015, being voted the PFA Young Player of the Year and being one of the 2 forwards in the Team of the Year, people thought he was just a one-season wonder. After all, he had come out of nowhere banging in goals, so people were skeptical. Well, Kane ended up elevating his game again in the next season, winning the Premier League Golden Boot with 25 goals, beating Sergio Aguero and Jamie Vardy. He was named in the PFA Team of the Year for the 2nd consecutive season, as he helped Tottenham to a 3rd place finish and UEFA Champions League qualification. Harry Kane was rising to stardom right before our eyes. He didn't stop there either. He won the Golden Boot again in the 2017 season, scoring 29 Premier League goals. Back-to-back Golden Boots. Considering how much people praise the Premier League, it's mind-boggling to me the lack of respect Kane has received despite his unreal achievements. He joined an elite company of strikers in Alan Shearer, Thierry Henry, and Ruud van Nistelrooy as the only 4 players to score 20 goals in 3 consecutive seasons. Kane was doing things like this, yet people continued to overlook his individual ability because his team wasn't good enough to win team accolades. Like in 2017, this guy scored 56 goals, becoming Europe's top goal scorer of 2017, breaking the 7-year dominance of Messi and Ronaldo as Europe's top goal scorers in a calendar year. Like, do you guys understand how ridiculous this is? This guy outscored Messi and Ronaldo. But unfortunately, because of the lack of team trophies, nobody cared. The funny part is, Kane continued to get better and better individually. In the 2021 season, not only did he win the Golden Boot, but he also won the Playmaker of the Season award for most assists in a season, becoming the first player to win both the Golden Boot and Playmaker award in the same season since the introduction of the award in 2018. This here is exactly what makes Kane better than so many other strikers. It's his ability to score and assist. He isn't reliant on others for service. He can create something out of nothing for himself. You can't say the same about strikers like Lewandowski and Haaland. Like, look at Harry Kane's supporting cast during his prime years at Tottenham. Sure, he had Heung-min Son, and there was a couple of seasons under Poch where they looked good, but he had nowhere near the talent that players like Lewandowski and Haaland have played with. But of course, for the majority of people, his lack of team trophies unfortunately overshadowed his unreal individual accolades. Which to me makes no sense when looking at someone's individual quality, but it is what it is. Perfect example being in 2023 when everyone was talking about Haaland. Now of course Haaland deserved to have been talked about, he was having a record-breaking year. But people forget in that same season, Kane also got 30 goals in the Premier League. In fact, what Kane did was arguably even more impressive because he had to carry the entire Spurs attack. There was no one to create for him or set him up. He didn't have the supporting cast that Haaland had. Kane had become the first player to score 30 times in 2 separate 38-game Premier League seasons. He was Tottenham's top goal scorer of all time and holds the record for most goals scored for a Premier League club. I never thought that a player who scored 20 plus goals a season for 10 seasons in a row would be overlooked as one of the best number 9s of our generation. Especially since he was doing it in the Premier League, which people continue to praise as the best and most competitive league in the world. And not only was he doing it in the hardest league, he was doing it on Tottenham of all teams. Not Liverpool, not Manchester City, Tottenham Hotspurs, a team universally known as Bottlers. Now he's not blameless, he could have played better in some of the finals that he appeared in, but to just disregard the numbers and accolades he got individually, to me it's crazy. Knowing that his goals and performances were being wasted on a Tottenham team that had no future, Kane decided to leave. After years of playing on a mediocre team, Kane joined an elite European side, joining Bayern Munich for 100 million euros. He became the most expensive signing in Bundesliga history, but nobody ever talks about the price tag because he hit the ground running. Which isn't surprising, Bayern just added a complete striker to a team that was just missing one ingredient. The Bavarians went one season without a world-class striker after Lewandowski left, and they knew not to make that mistake again. Kane got his first goal for Bayern in the first game of the Bundesliga season, scoring against Werder Bremen as well as assisting Leroy Sané's early goal. Once again reminding people that he's not just a striker that can score, he can create chances for his teammates as well. Then Kane scored 2 goals in a match against Augsburg, helping Bayern win 3-1. On September 15th, he scored his 300th career club goal in a 2-2 draw against Bayer Leverkusen. He continued his form into the Champions League, scoring a penalty in a 4-3 win over Manchester United. Just a few days later, he scored a hat-trick and assisted twice in a 7-0 win over Bochum, setting a new club record for the most goals in his first 5 Bundesliga games. As he began adjusting to time in Germany and getting more comfortable with his teammates, he continued getting better, scoring a hat-trick on October, helping Bayern beat Borussia Dortmund 4-0. With 20 goal involvements in just 10 games, Kane had made history, breaking 3 Bundesliga records and matching Gerd Müller's record from the 1968-1969 season. He also became the first player to score 17 goals in his first 11 games of a Bundesliga season. With his 22nd league goal in a victory over Hoffenheim on the 12th of January 2024, he matched Robert Lewandowski's record for most goals in the first half of a season. A record-breaking season for Harry Kane as he became the Bundesliga top goal scorer and won the European Golden Shoe. But unfortunately, thanks to Leverkusen having a historic season, Bayern went trophyless. At this rate, I think Harry Kane might be cursed because he joined a club that is guaranteed at least 1 trophy a season. He plays out of his mind. It's not like he had a bad individual season. He was Bayern's best player and one of the best performing players in the world. Yet Bayern crumbled. Thankfully, it seems that Vincent Kompany has gotten this Bayern team clicking again. They are also helped by the fact that Leverkusen are no longer playing out of their mind. Kane scored his first goal of the new season when he converted a penalty kick in a 2-0 victory over Freiburg. Then a few weeks later, he got his first hat-trick of the campaign against Holstein. Fun fact, he has now scored at least 1 goal against every Bundesliga side he has ever faced. Then he scored his second hat-trick in a row, putting 4 goals past Dinamo Zagreb in the Champions League. He is now officially the highest Englishman scorer in the Champions League, surpassing Rooney. After his goal against Werder Bremen, he is also now the highest scoring Englishman in the Bundesliga, surpassing Sancho. Once again, every season, this guy is breaking records. For his own sake, I really do hope he wins a title this season because he is one of the best strikers that I have ever seen play the sport of football. And it's truly a crime that his individual talent is overlooked simply because he hasn't been on a proper team for the majority of his career. Is he blameless in all of these situations? Of course not. But do you know how rare it is for a striker to score 40 plus goals in a season and his team doesn't win anything? But as good as Harry Kane has been, there's been one striker who's arguably been even better. Victor Gyökeres has been taking Europe by a storm. To see just how good he actually is, you have to check out this video right here.